Okay, so we are live. I wonder if anybody is going to come into the stream. Let's see what happens, shall we? Let's fire up YouTube's. See if anyone's going to come in. No one's there just yet. 33 seconds. Is anybody going to go? Is anybody going to join? Hey, Duncan and Neil. It's weird. It says there's two people in, but only one eyeball thingy on the screen. Hey, gents, how are you doing? Thought I'd do a live. It's been a while since I've gone live on a Sunday, or any other day for that fact. Hair getting in the way. Hey, Barry. I'm going to put the link up later if anybody feels like jumping in and chatting, considering the fact that today a lot of people are at the NEC. And it's also this thingy. Oh, 8 a.m. Oh, of course, you're on the other side of the pond, aren't you? Hey, Neil. Yeah, I hope you're well. Yeah, it's Remembrance Day, and people are at the NEC, so I thought I'd just do a random live. So yeah, there's a few things I was going to talk about. I've managed to get enough money to get some work done on the Rover for the MOT, because that really needs doing. So I'm going to speak to the guy I got the quote from tomorrow and see when I can get the car booked in. I can't do it myself because there's nowhere to do it. And he's going to basically fix the sills or rockers, wherever you are, whatever you want to call them. And he's going to paint them as well. So it'll be color coded and done correctly. And that's a recommendation from the MGZT Rover 75 Owners Club. So yeah, if I want to get the whole car done, it's £1,500. Amazingly cheap, I know. But I think it's because I've just had that recommendation. Could be, I don't know. But yeah, if I want to get this car through its MOT this year, the bodywork needs to be done. It needs to be done properly, really. Yes, Duncan, very cheap. I think mostly with the Rover, the biggest problem is lacquer. Because after 20 odd years, you see a lot of 75s and other Rovers, 25s, 45s, and the lacquer peel is horrendous. And then, unfortunately, the sun can damage the paint after the lacquer's lifted. But talking about buying things, it's Duncan. It's a 2002 Rover 75, and I always forget which blue it is. Wedgwood blue. That's the one. There's two different Wedgwood blues. Weirdly, I don't know why Rover did that. But mine's the darker. It's got the richer blue. Somebody decided to repair the driver's side rear quarter with a lighter shade. Hello, John. Long time no see. MOT in 2 weeks for us daily. 13 years old. That's not bad. It should be all right for 13 years old, John, I would have thought. What car is it? But anyway, I was going to say about the cost for getting the work done. The guy quoted 400 for the sills, which I think is very good. I don't know if he's going to say chop out the old metal and put in new. He could just put sills on it, cover sills on it. I don't know. I hope he doesn't, because that's, if you put cover sills on, you're just leaving the rust inside, and it's just going to keep growing. Hey, 2 wheels, 4 wheels, welcome. Just talking about getting the Rover sorted out for its MOT. I've got enough money now. I sold a few LPs. Shock horror, it's me selling cars. Cars selling records. It's not a common thing. Duncan, 1970 Vitesse. The point work is not the best.
oh sorry, paintwork is not the best, but I call it patina, which is apparently it's fashionable. Kind of, yes. If it's an original patina, yes. If it's created patina, I'm not a fan. So for a B diesel, DPF is playing up. You should be able to clean those, the DPF. Claude. Oh, you're up at the NEC now. Oh, you've forgotten an E on the end of my name. Don't worry, it's fine. I'm not offended. No, I was going to talk about the fact that I've got the money to get the 75 done. So there's two things I now need for the Kawasaki. Now, as you would have seen, or you may have seen the video, I managed to get the bolt and washer out of the cylinder head. The other thing I need to do is re-tap where that bolt goes into the engine casing. So that needs to be done. And the next job, actually, I was looking on Evil Bay, and because you cannot get the flexi rubber hoses for the Kawasaki anymore for the coolant system, you have to buy silicone based hoses, and those aren't cheap. So the ones I was looking at on eBay was made by a company called Ruse Sport, I think it's called, ROOSE, and their prices were ridiculously expensive. And I managed to find another one. I'm just going to go and look at this screen. I don't know how to do the share thing, so bear with me while I just go and look for it. Watch list. I can't read any comments right now because I've got the eBay thing up. Motorcycle and scooter parts. Scroll down. Okay, come on. It's at the bottom again, isn't it? Okay, so the Roost Sport ones, they were like 130 odd, 140 odd, sometimes even a bit more. And I found these ones called AS3 silicone radiator hoses for Kawasaki ZZR 600D 90 to 92, which is correct. And these are $74.99 with free postage. So I'm saving a lot of money getting those. So I've got a choice of colours. So I've got a choice of blue or black. Bearing in mind that these pipes are mostly going to be hidden by bodywork. You will be able to see a couple of them. So considering the bike is mostly black, pink, and a purpley kind of colour, what would you guys think? Would you go black, like standard colour? Flat off the rust and lacquer over. Yeah, it's a good idea. 2 wheels or 4 wheels. Yeah, it's just the pipes, John. The coolant hoses. The metal pipes themselves, obviously, you're not going to see those at all because they're stuck behind a radiator. I also need to get a tap and die set because when a lot of the powder coating was done on the frame, a lot of powder coat did end up going into some of the places where, unfortunately, Duncan Black, yeah, was where you've got the ignition where it bolts into the head of the bike. There's powder coat in there, and it's very fine. Hey Gary, just chatting about getting the Rover fixed and getting parts for the Kawasaki. I'm gonna need different pitches, I think, and different sizes of tap, but I'm not overly sure. I don't want to damage it and mess it up. And some of these screws that go in and hold things in are really small. So I was thinking it's probably best to get the hoses first than say getting a chain and sprocket kit. I need to replace Gary, you may know this because you've worked on bikes, where you have the plastic connectors for the loom, where you've got a male and a female, and you plug them in together, and one of them is really chewed up. I mean, it's horrible. It's a chewy mess. So I've looked on eBay for a few of those, and those things are really cheap. I just need to measure the size of the spade connectors to make sure they go in correctly. But saying that, if they don't, I could always buy brand new spade connectors, cut the old ones off, and just refit brand new spades, really, because then you've got clean connections either end, if you follow me. That makes sense. But yeah, there's still so much stuff to do to the bike. But yeah. I was going to say, I've got a car. It's kind of a review video, but it's a fairly modern car. Would people be bothered about that? There's one for black hoses. Also, you can get thread chasers. What's a thread chaser? Oh, are you talking about like a tap and die thing? Is that tap and die? I don't know. I've used the tap and die cassette before because the frame on the Kawasaki, the front frame for the nose cone, that needed tapping, and that was really good actually. I managed to get it really clean. It cleans up instead of cutting. How does that work? Oh, I think I know what you mean now. Yeah. Well, things because the powder coat is in there. It's basically got to cut through the powder coat to get to the thread. Yeah, it's worth a try, Neil. Definitely. Let's just say I drove this vehicle. I think it was about 3 weeks ago now, and I wasn't impressed. So, for my first car review, and I couldn't do it from outside the car due to its location. So it's basically me sat inside this car talking about it. And there are some good things, but there are also some things I don't like. So I'm wondering how it'll go. Yeah, that's true. Thank you, Gary. Yeah, so I've got that car review coming up. I've also got a video about the 8-track player, which I bought, 15 plate. Depends what it is, really, because if it doesn't, I don't know what it is. I'm a bit old-fashioned when it comes with cars. I like proper handbrake. I don't like keyless entry. I don't like it if you have to operate your phone with, your car with one of these. That's just seriously, why? What's the point? It's just lazy. Yeah, you'll see when I put the video out. I mean, it's in the operating studio right now, so I've got to do a little bit of tweaking with it, and I'm going to try because I do struggle sometimes with the editing side of things. So if you're watching someone who is sat in a car, I don't know, for example, Furious driving, and he's sat in a car. Hey, Prime, welcome. Yeah, so Furious is sat in this car and he's talking about it, and then all of a sudden the camera is panning from left to right on the outside of the car, and he's still talking by the magical thingy bobs. I need to figure out how to do that, and yeah, I do struggle with software. It's not my strong suit. But I think Windows Movie Maker it's going to have to. It does have its uses, but there must be something out there which is a bit easier to use. There has to be. Or actually, no, I wouldn't say easier because it is very easy. There has to be something out there which has similar use of like ease, but with better features, shall I say? because Movie Maker is no longer supported. You will not get it with a brand new installation, which is what I did when I first got like Windows 10 on my laptop years ago. But yeah, there's that one. There's the 8-track, the home unit, and there's all. I also have a compilation of bad driving as well. So if anyone wants to watch that, they're more than welcome. So yes, the main topic really is multiple cameras. Yeah. I did buy an action camera, and it was branded Goodman's, and it was in this box, and it was all looking fancy and everything, and it was terrible, absolute rubbish. You turn it upside down, and the camera would not auto rotate, so you stick it on the windscreen, you're watching everything upside down. So it's like, yay, that's good. Video editing, world of magic to me. I admire everyone that can do that. It's like juggling chainsaws, blind fun wearing well. Oh, I love that, Ratty Rex. That's just a great comment. Hey, Skick. Oh, God. You know what, Skick? I don't understand about streaming games. I don't understand how people do it. Apparently, you have to get this box, which is very expensive, plug it into your computer, and then have your computer going to something else, and you have to record all this, and I don't get any of that. I haven't got a clue. Hey, Sparky. Hang on, Sparky already commented. Wait, did I miss that? There we go. Hello all. Bad driving video. Yeah, that sounds good. Shenmue, I completed that on Dreamcast about 5 times. On the Xbox 3, no, it came out on PS4. Well, it wasn't remastered, it was just ported. Because the controller is completely different, I struggled with it. Called outside using Windows Movie Maker. You're right, it isn't what it was years ago. Very, very true, Prime. Very true. There are some good features with it, though. I like the fact that you've got your window of view on one side and you've got all the cells on the other, so you can see everything you need. When they put everything down below in these new ones, totally confuses me because everything's all squished up, and it looks weird. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Canva. I don't know what that is, Sparky. I've not heard of Canva before. I basically managed to find the download file for Windows Movie Maker, and I just saved it to my external hard drive. So if it fails again, I can just reinstall it, and it's still there. Just because it doesn't have any more updates doesn't mean it's not going to work. I think it was on. There was a program I got on a set of discs. It was like the sort of thing you would have if you. Does people remember when you'd get like a CD in the post, to access the internet? You put it into your computer. It was kind of like that, and you'd have like 4 discs. You'd have like a photo editor. You'd have something for spreadsheets and things like that, and there was this software editor in there as well, and I tried using that, and I didn't like it very much. But there was one which is like an office. It's like an open office thing, and that is just brilliant, and it still works even now. Anyway, we're digressing from cars and bikes to other stuff. But then again, this is my channel. Welcome to Hooks on Classics. I talk about anything, including classics like that, which I'm thinking of selling. Oh yeah, and it's also got an original copy of Pokemon Yellow. Sought after. Oh, that's difficult, Skick, because MJ wasn't really a musician, whereas Prince was. So yeah, difficult to choose of those two. They're both geniuses, in my opinion. Yes, it's a pocket colour and spelt wrong, because over here it's COLOUR. Look, there's me again in there. Look, there it is. So yeah, going back to talking about the bike, I was trying to decide what would be the best option to get the coolant hoses or get a chain and sprocket kit. And I think hoses would be the best choice, because if I want to run the engine, I need hoses, don't I? No, that's an uplighter. No, there. No, there. That's an uplighter for the ceiling. Or did I just turn it inside out on purpose? I think I might have turned it upside down on purpose just to make the light go up, because the bulb is quite bright. So yeah, the hoses. It's weird. The hoses are expensive, I will agree, but you've got stainless. Yeah, I know, it's a bit weird, Neil, but I mean, people know who I am now, so it really kind of makes no difference. It's not going to help really if I change it now. It's a bit too late. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Rex. I would like to get both, and they're both about the same price. You're talking 80 quid for a chain and sprocket kit. For an average chain and sprocket kits can go a lot more than that. And don't even get me started on tyres. That's going to be an expense in itself. I mean, car tyres, that's fine. Motorcycle tyres, a lot more expensive. But talking about the hoses, the hose clamps, they're going to have to be stainless. And to get a set of those, you're talking 20 quid for a set of those. Excuse me, belch, a bit like Alex. Yeah, so getting very, very close to actually possibly running the bike. The one thing which I am going to struggle with is the carburetors. There's an inline 4, and they need to be stripped down, cleaned, and rebuilt, and it's quite a job. And oddly enough, sorry if I'm moving around a lot. Oddly enough, with the carburetors, because there's an inline 4, each one has a float bowl. Each one has a needle. Each one has a float bowl gasket. Each gasket is not cheap. This bike is now, oh God, what, 32 years old. Zip ties. Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. Not with the pressure built up inside that system. Yeah, I'm not doing that. I've seen that kind of thing before, and it doesn't end well. What was I talking about? Just lost my train of thought completely. Oh, I hate it when that happens. Never mind. So what is everyone doing today? Anyone got any questions about the project? Don't like subscription, I have no choice. All software I use. Oh yes. Hi Dusty. Yeah, they will need to be balanced. I need to get a balance kit. You can get, like, it's a bit like when you have a compression kit. With a balance set, you need 4 pipes, one going to each carburetor. And when you run it, the I think it's like a metal ball inside each pipe, and you've got a dial at the top. When you're running the engine, depending on how balanced each carb is, the weight inside each pipe will be at different heights, so you adjust it so they're all the same. A friend of mine did that years ago on his Suzuki. Unfortunately, one of the hoses was split, so it wouldn't work properly, so I had to catch on switching one hose to a different carburetor each time, just try and level it off. That's a thought, Terry, but I don't really know anyone who goes abroad. The last set of tyres I bought for a bike, what brand were they? I think they were Continental. And that was on my old ZZR. They were sticky, but they wore out quick. Sorry about that, no, calm down. I had no idea, Barry. Had no idea. Hey! Simon's in. Or is he gone? Hello, goodbye. Smashy. Ah, we should call him that now, shouldn't we? Smashy. Where's Nicey? If you took one of your bikes to a shop, but it was closed. Oh, that place. No, I haven't been back. No, I've had too much other stuff to do. Nice weather for submarines. Yes, yes. Oh, Simon, I have enough money now to get Connie's sills fixed. So I'm going to contact the workshop tomorrow and see when I can get the car booked in. But I don't know if he would let me document the work or not, or if I just give him the car, let him do the work, and get on with it. But like I was saying before, I don't know if he's going to put covers on it. If he puts covers on, I won't be pleased. But he did say he'd fix the sills and paint them as well. So when I get the car back, it'd be like take off the. If anyone knows Rovers, they've got like a Simon will. There's like a plastic trim on each door aperture. Open it up and get tons of wax oil and stuff like that inside. Oh no, the fan problem sorted itself out for some reason, Neil. To be honest with you, that video is a few months old. I just completely forgot it was in my backlog, and that initially was a video for members. So if you guys were members, you would have seen that months ago. But yeah, weirdly enough, it fixed itself, and I don't know why, but I still don't trust it. I still don't trust it, and I am very tempted to go back to putting in a standard radiator with a proper fan and having it look stock. Yeah, it has been a while, Simon, since we've had a Connie video. Yeah, I don't know if the guy will let me film. I don't know. He might. I'll have to see. But if I can document it and also like have his business on the channel, it's going to give him a bit of publicity, wouldn't you think? Hopefully, fingers crossed. Maybe, possibly. It works for people like Ian Hubnut. You know, he goes to a workshop and it's like, oh, all of a sudden it's like on YouTube. I don't know. Almost half an hour I've been on. That would saying that with the Tina Neil, one of the members of the owners club is hopefully coming down soon because we need to do the valve stem seals on TC. Mikey's stripped threads. He restores Hillman Avengers. Oh, nice. Oh yeah, Plymouth Cricket. So same car. Yeah, basically. Was it GM took? Whoa! Thank you, Skick. Very kind. Wow. I'll grab my hair then. Wow, 20 quid. Thank you very much. That's much appreciated. That'll go towards something for one of the vehicles, I'm sure. Thank you. I'll have to look at my monthly earnings and see if it pushes me over the threshold. And if it does, I can say I can go and buy those hoses. So that'll be good. Should we go and see how much is in my see how much I'm waiting for. Hang on, earnage on YouTube's AdSense. I don't know how long it's there for until it goes into my AdSense. I don't know. It's loading. I can't share the screen. Okay, so currently, wow, I'm up to £63.78. So I've already hit the threshold of £60, so that's good. So whenever that goes through, that'll be enough to get my hoses. Thank everyone. Thank you, Skick. Thank you very much. It's very kind. I didn't expect that. But then again, who does? No one expects that kind of thing. So yeah, it's very kind of you. Thank you. So yes, hoses are coming. Yes. Yeah, so the next job will be like, I think it's like, how much did I say it was? 20 quid, I think it was, for the stainless hose clamps. So yeah, I can pay for those. That's not a problem. Oh yeah, the other thing as well, the actual radiator and the fan. I need to dig out my Dremel and clean up the back of the fan motor because it is rusty. So clean that all up, treat it with rust killer, paint it, and then I can start bolting the fanage back together again onto the radiator. So yeah, looking forward to that. There are a few things I've forgotten actually on the bottom of the oil cooler. I think there's supposed to be a rubber grommet at the bottom of the oil cooler, which bolts onto that T-shaped piece on the front of the bike. So yeah, they're not overly expensive. I think they're about £2.10 for one rubber grommet, which is really good actually. Oh, and the other thing as well, I keep forgetting things. There's these two rubber grommets that go on either side of the front bolts of the engine. The one that goes on the inside nearest to the exhaust pipes, it's got like a rubber insert and a metal outer, and they're like £10 each. That's just for the front, and then you put them in, stick the bolts on, and that's it. It's clamped in. Then I am Terry. Thank you guys. Thank you for all your good comments. Jason, hello. We're talking about my Rover 75 going in for bodywork soon, and Skick has just donated 20 quid to go towards getting the hoses for my Kawasaki. So really pleased at that. Talking about some more video content coming, which is a little bit different from what I usually do. Car review and an 8-track player. Oh yeah, by the way, keep an eye out for Cortina City video coming. Shh, didn't tell you that. But yeah, there's lots of things coming. Hopefully over the winter, I'm going to try and keep something going over the winter because I reckon it's going to be a cold one over here this year. So yeah, let's fingers crossed I can get more work done on the Kawasaki. But like I said before, the carburetors are going to be the main concern. I need to get those sorted out. Yes, keep the Rovers alive, definitely. I spotted one. I went to the supermarket and my phone wake up. Went to the supermarket in Connie and I saw another 75. I think it was a V6 parked up in the supermarket, and I parked accidentally on purpose right next to it. I've got a photo. Come on, phone. Can you see? There we go. So that was cool. Want to buy a TF? I can confirm it'll do 80 on the M1. I don't do 80. Are you talking 80 kilometers an hour, Simon? But is that only on the M1 and 62? What happens if you put it on the M5? Will it not do that? And that was a picture from the front. Unfortunately, the barriers were in the way. The lacquer peel on the boot of that one was really bad. It was terrible. Can I zoom in on it? Kind of. I don't know if the lacquer peel on this car is a lot worse, and it's got the badge on top of. Oh yeah, hang on a minute. Why am I showing that registration plate? That's not fair of me. Yeah, it's got the badge on top of the boot. Yeah, you have to, Ratty Rex. You have to. If you see a car like yours and say it's a classic or it's becoming like a modern classic, you have to park next to it. It's the law. Oh dear. Well, I got caught in the rain this morning. It absolutely hammered it down here, and they had a parade for military parade. So I was doing my volunteering work. I couldn't get out of the park for an hour, but nice to see. Catch a cow. Hello, cow. What they do, yeah, they take a 30% stake in whatever it is. So, yeah, that'd be a good idea, Simon. Yeah, I've got a few ideas for videos and stuff, like little, like you get like is it like a sketchboard or a storyboard, and you have like a storyboard in your head about how you're going to do things. But I can't draw, so it's like, yeah, driving a Citroen ZX at the moment. I remember the ZX when I was younger. I quite liked the design of it, but nowadays I don't think it's not one of the cars that stand out. But I liked it. Mid MO. Where's MO? I don't understand the acronyms, the shortened acronyms. Is it Minnesota? I'm guessing. BX. Yeah, BXs are cool. It's really interesting if you spot a classic car and you're in a classic car. Reduce my fleet of cars now, and I got 50 cars. Wow, that's a lot of cars. Missouri. Okay. So I'm curious, what would Minnesota be? Or would it not be? Missouri, Montana. Yeah. I get confused with all the acronyms in the states of how you shorten the names of the state. Or even I don't even know if Minnesota is a state. I don't know. MN. Okay, I'm got you. Yeah, that would really confuse me. How do you memorize it all? See you, Simon. Have a pint on me, even though I can't drink. ZX48 and 48. Yeah, I've still got my 48K rubber key specky. Hang on. That's classic. I've had this since 1991. I think. I'm pretty sure I've had this since 1991. Yeah, I don't even know if this thing still works. But I keep it because it's sentimental. I don't know. Storm incoming. Spectrum Plus. I've got a Plus. I've got a Plus 2. I've got a black one and a grey. Yeah, Ratty. That's my favourite computer ever. I used to sit and write programs all the time when I was a teenager. Buying escorts when they're going 50 quid. Yeah, little car. Back in the day, you could pick up a really cheap car. I mean, my brother, he bought a Hillman Avenger in orange, and it wasn't a Tiger. I think he paid like 75 quid for it. And it was a rot box. It was a mess. I mean, you'd be driving along with him, with him, and I'd be in the passenger seat, and he'd just let go of the steering, and the car would lurch to the right, so or the left, or whichever one he felt. It felt like it. And it was like, oh, it's fine, just carry on. This was back in the early 90s when, you could buy a rock box and no one really cared. I never used the ZX81. Yeah, you can get like mirrors for older cars, but they're modern made. They just look kind of retro, and I don't think they're quite as good. I mean, crikey, if you look at a mirror or a door handle on a Rover P6, I mean, they're solid, you know. So what's next? So yeah, I'm going to order those hoses. Oh no! Hold on. 25 pounds for an Avenger GT. Oh my god. Can you imagine what it'd be now? Yes, tomorrow contact the body workshop, get Connie in and get it worked on, and hopefully this evening I might be able to get that car review video out and let you guys. Well, you guys can let me know what you think, if if it's any good or not. I would like to actually do proper reviews, to get like a screen mounted recorded device thing. Use like an old phone, maybe a bit like Joseph does. Joseph Lloyd. I don't know. We'll have to see. But we do talk about diesels on this channel. First car was a just under 6-year-old Cavalier, Mark II, one owner from new, £1,100. Wow. You're lucky to buy a second-hand car for £1,100 now. 22 years ago, bought a Volvo 340 DL 1.4 for 50 quid. Wow. First car was a 1.1 Fiesta. Cost me 200 quid. Maestro replaced it, and it was free. Wow. My first car was a 1.1 Fiesta. First car cost half the car insurance. Yeah. When you're younger, they I think the insurance companies do take advantage too easily, because they think that just because you're new to driving, you're a risk. Where, yes, there are people who are a risk, and there are other people who are genuinely decent drivers out of the gate. There are a lot of people who go onto the road who don't care. And then you've got other people who, they just got their brain in gear. Still own my very first car, 1975 Vauxhall VX 490. Oh, very nice, Mark. Wish I still had my Fiesta. First Capri cost 1,200 quid. That was a 2.8. Yeah, it would be worth that now, 15 grand at least. Mind you, you probably would have had to spend that kind of money to keep it in that kind of like condition. But then again, I mean, look at TC. I mean, if I sold that, it's a very, very, very big if, I've no idea how much I'd get for it, but it wouldn't be pennies. I'm sure somebody out there would be like, well, that's Simone's car. That's been on the internet. That car's famous. I'm going to pay good money for it. I don't know. I'm just guessing. But I wouldn't sell him. That'd be silly. Be a really bad idea. I don't know how much I'd get for that car. I haven't got a clue. 280 Brooklands cost £1,800. Wow. I saw Brooklands up at the NEC beginning of the year, and as far as I'm aware, those things are rare as rocking horse poo. Was it hen's teeth? One or the other. Hen's teeth in rocking horse poo? Could be. Right, I think I'm going to have to wind it down soon. Vauxhall Chevette given to me. What a horrible car. Robin. I don't recognise your name. You may be a new subscriber. I may have spoken to you before in my comments. I can't remember. Sorry. First car was a J-Reg Cortina Mark III. Nice. Complete rod box. Wow. In 1976. That's when I was born. Was it a facelift? Oh, no, J-Reg. No, it wouldn't have been, would it? No, that was 1970. JKL. Yeah, it would have been a 70. Yeah, pre-facelift. That would have had... there were certain things on the facelift version that were improvements. You just didn't see them. I think it was something like something to do with the construction of the bulkhead. I can't remember. It's been a while since I've studied it. Me, tea. Mostly tea. If I'm at home, I drink tea. If I'm out, I'll have a coffee. In my collection, I have 3 Lotus Carltons. No way! That's amazing. Those are rare. 2 3-litre GSIs. I do like the 3-litre GSI, I must admit. J was 7071. Yes. I have actually. I did try to do a bit of digging online, Skick, and yeah, I just can't find anything at all. I even contacted the co-op a couple of years ago to see if anyone knew if there was any history of this car being in their fleet, and I couldn't find a bean, and no one would answer. Basically, nobody knew what to do, if that makes any sense. Oh, I found a few things on eBay which I wouldn't mind buying to go in the car. Of course, was it last year? No, it was this year. Went to Gaydon, and Chris from Pluto Motors gave me a 1970s flask, a proper co-op flask, which is really cool actually. So that's going to be going in the car when I go to more shows. We're getting the 8-track player put back in the car because at the moment it's out. That'll be mounted in permanently. I want to get like proper 1970s co-op branded stuff, if that makes any sense, if you know what I mean. I've seen a 1970s co-op blue piggy bank on eBay. It would be nice actually to try and find, say, like a uniform, like a 1970s co-op uniform. So like if you know, because it was part of the fleet. So if you turn up at a show and you're in a co-op car, co-op uniform, or is that a bit too much? I've already got some clothing from the 70s, so that's going to be a thing at some point. Hey Jason, I haven't done a live video in a while now. Thank you, very kind. Thanks for dropping in. In my Vauxhall collection, I have a Nova GTE, Mark 1 Astra GTE, and a Mark 2 GTE. A friend of mine at school, obviously, of course, when he left school over here, he bought a dark red Astra GTE, and that thing was a really nice car, really good. The only thing I didn't like was the smelly thing he put in. It used to give me a headache. And after he sold that one, he bought a Calibra, and it was the big engine Calibra. It was a beast. I remember sat in that, and back in the 90s, we went across the moors, and he just floored it. And this thing, you're just holding onto the door with dear life. Yeah, it's inquire TC via clubs. It's difficult to know which club to talk to, and as well because of like where the car came from, the location, and how long he sat in that building for. Hey Matthew. Oh yeah, me too. Yeah, he's not put a video out in a while, but keep your eyes peeled though, because I think something might be coming out soon. Yes, Skick, I certainly would. The only downside of that, though, is I have to take all the stickers off the windows. That's a shame. Yeah, me too. Me too, Matthew. Yeah, I would definitely let a company use TC in a film. He's, no problem at all there. Trying to think. Yeah, because at the moment we've got to get the head done on TC. Faux orange. No, it wasn't. It wasn't a faux orange. I can't think what it was, but it was so overpowering. But he put it out in all of his cars, and it was just like so strong. Yeah, the head on TC's got to come off because we need to do the valve stem seals because he keeps drinking oil. I'm hoping that it's just that. I'm hoping that it's not piston rings. If it is, it is. That would just be the case of it. And then I'm hoping to then get some bodywork done because the engine. No, it wasn't even a magic tree, Neil. I can't remember what it was. I really can't. Yeah, I recently watched. Is it they did a film? I'm sure they did a film of Bless This House, and you see the son. He goes and buys a Morris Minor, and it's a complete banger. It's all covered in rainbow colours and flowers and all sorts of things, and it looks terrible, and smoke chucking out the back of it. And I'm pretty sure that's the film. I could be wrong. Fluffy dice. I've got fluffy dice in the back TC. Had to be done. Had to be done. But yeah, I haven't run the engine now since the video that Simon put out on his channel. Smashing Pistons, if you haven't seen it. Yes, the movie, I thought so. Yeah, I did watch that. It's really weird because the film just seemed really, really short. It didn't seem like your normal movie length. But then again, when I think carry-on films weren't really that long. Movies from back in the 70s, especially British comedies, weren't long, I don't think. Mark, in my Ford collection, I have a Mark 1 Escort Mexico, a Mark 1 Escort Camper, and a Mark 2 Escort Camper, a Mark 2 RS2000, and a Mark 1 Transit Recovery Truck. That's very cool. Jinko Duty BBS. Okay, I don't know what that is. Sorry. Yeah, Skick. Yeah. I was saying that. I was watching that video the other day actually when like they came over to see me beginning of the year. And it is how people remember cars like that. Yeah, when you'd see like a really old car with a different coloured bonnet or a different coloured door, sometimes you see that now. Weirdly enough, the other day, where was I? I was coming home, driving Connie, and I saw a black. No, it was a silver Ford Focus. It was a Focus Mark II. It was a silver car with a black front wing. And I do remember seeing some people, they'd go and buy a wing that was in primer and they just bolt it straight on. They didn't even paint it. Italian job. I haven't seen that for a long time. Mark, Tyler, I'm super jealous. What is going on? All the cars. Mark, the one Ford, which I've always wanted, and I always forget the name of it, apart from the fact that it's a Ford Transit, was the wide wheel arch. So you got the big bulky rear wheel arch with the four wheels transit van. It's like the back end of this thing was chunky. The Mark II transit van is my favourite, always has been. But it's got to be the chunky rear axle, rear wheel arches. And I don't really know. People keep telling me what it was for, and I can never remember. Old cars coming up from London. I see loads now. Yeah. Mark II roller rear door. I remember that, but I also remember the sliding side door in the Mark II Transit as well, and that was cool because it was at Minder when Dennis Waterman left and that young lad came in, and he drove a sky blue or powder blue Mark II Transit, but it didn't have the wide rear wide arches. Mark III Transit for me. They used it in the 4th protocol. I don't know what that is. Michael Caine. Oh, Michael Caine film. Spy Hunter. Okay. And Mark 1 Focus. Where's the 75? Number 27 is a channel I struggle to watch. I must agree with you there, Skick. I don't mind it, but there's only certain things I like to watch. I remember when he was reviewing the Tomato. He had the car called the Tomato, which is now owned by Up and Down Garage. I think it's called Up and Down Garage. Mark II suffered from front wing in a rot. Yeah, I'm not surprised in the slightest. 4th protocol has Pierce Brosnan. Not a fan of Pierce Brosnan, which is why never seen the Bond films he was in. Smiley Face Transit went 75 miles an hour. Oopsie. See, I have an issue with the Mark III Transit, because for me, when the Mark III Transit first came out, it had a straight front grille, and then they had the smiley face grille, and people called that the Mark IV, which is weird because the van's still the same, and all they did was change the front grille. It's still a Mark III to me, and then they changed it again. But that shape, the sloped front end, from 1986 to when they stopped making it, always a Mark III to me. Unlimited. Don't get that. 3.5. Tomatoes owned. Oh, it's JM now. Oh, I see. That's why it's there. I didn't realise. Thank you for clearing that up, Robin. Thank you. Owned by JM. Kid she's working out for. Okay. So it's easy to get a little bit confused by watching other YouTubers, and you don't always catch everything they're talking about. Wait for it. That Ford badge hits the Red Bull well, sexy. Oh, you mean Formula One? Because Ford engines are coming back, aren't they? And Honda is going to Aston Martin next year, if I remember correctly. I don't understand why can't Aston Martin use their own engines? They're an Aston Martin. They make engines. And McLaren as well. They've got McLaren sports cars. How come they can't make their own Formula One engine? I don't get it. At one time, I was changing so many inner wings, I had to press for mounting my own rear panels. Blimey. Just coat it in so many layers of paint. But then again, did that even not stop it? Must away, catch you later. Thanks for 2 4 wheels. I wish there was an easy way of saying your screen name. But anyway, enjoy the rest of your day. Right, so we're coming up on an hour, everyone. So I'm going to end it when we get to the end of the hour. So thank you very, very, very much for joining. And yeah, I'll see you in a future film, video of some description. So yeah, thank you very much. Thank you, Skick. Thanks to all the new subscribers, by the way. And yeah, very much appreciated. And don't forget, I've got t-shirts still. But all right, thank you very much, guys. Actually, I'll wait for you to reply, because I don't know how many are still here. 19 people still here. Oh, thank you, Neil. Very kind. Great stream. Have a good one. Thank you, Rex. Ratty or Rex. Either one. Ratty Rex. Right. Oh, people are leaving now. Okay. Right. Bye, everyone.